welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a little while, but I wanted to get back into posting some videos, and one of the first ones I'm going to do here is a trail camera review video, just kind of giving an unbiased review or experience working with two of the newer cameras on the market. And those two cameras are the new this year, the Reveal X by Tactacam and the SpyPoint Link Micro S LTE. So those are the two cameras that I picked up this year. I got them a couple months ago. Wanted to compare each of them, see which one I liked better, and if I get a couple more, which one I might lean towards. So in this video, I'm going to just cover some of the basic experiences that I've had with each one. I'm not going to go through all the specs, pricing, all those details that you can easily just go type it in Google and you'll get all those, information, or just look at the package in the store. It's all on all of them, as we know. So I'm not going to take time to go through that. I'm just going to go through what I've actually experienced with each one. And then I'll also get on the app for each one and show you guys some of the photos, the photo quality both day and night. And my experiences working with each app. So with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so the first camera I'm going to talk about is the Tactacam Reveal X. This was a very popular one. There was a lot of hype around this one that you would read about or hear about. And the first thing I'll say is, so far with my experience, it has been a very good camera. I have the Verizon network one. And it's a very well-built camera. I never had the original Reveal cam, so the X is the first one that I've had, but I've really liked it so far. Out of the package, it runs on your typical AA batteries, takes your normal size, normal size SD card, and other than that, it's a pretty straightforward camera. I really like it. Like I said, it takes great pictures, and working with the customer service has been good. Then on the other camera, the SpyPoint. The first thing noticeable with this one, it's different of course, is I got the solar model. It comes with a rechargeable battery with the solar panel, which that feature in itself is awesome. I know, yes, you can get the solar kit for the Tactacam as well. I do not have it, but the one nice thing is with this SpyPoint, when I had it out for many weeks on end, I don't think I saw, it wasn't a pretty well lit area, but I don't think it ever dropped below 98 or 99% battery life. So that solar panel, for a place where you're not going to be able to access a lot, to check batteries, anything like that, where it could be out for quite some time, that definitely is a very nice feature. And again, I know there's a lot of other cameras out there that have solar options. Again, the camera was, very good camera. It's a little bit smaller in size than what the Reveal X is. And that one, again, like I said, has solar with rechargeable battery, and that also uses the micro SD card, so a little different on that aspect as well. But yeah, I was very pleased with both cameras, very happy with how each performed. So the next thing I'll talk about is the initial setup of each, and I did actually get to work with both customer service groups for each company. First, I'll talk about the SpyPoint. So the first SpyPoint I had, first one, was a Verizon network camera as well. I had that one for a couple months, was doing great, no issues with it at all. Setup was very easy, following the directions, everything was good. I actually brought that camera in about a month or so ago, and I wanted to move it to a different property. Well, when I went to get ready to take it to the next property here about 2 weeks ago, I went to turn it on, and it wouldn't connect to the network. It wouldn't report any photos for whatever reason from the time I turned it off to when I started it back up. Firmware, everything was up to date, but it would not connect to the Verizon network for some reason. So I did have to reach out to customer service with SpyPoint. From what I could find when I went to the website and followed their directions for getting in contact, the only option that I could find was the online chat, which everybody I dealt with there, it was still good, but it was kind of a headache at the same time, that chat being the only option. because I was trying to do it through their daytime hours, and I would get tied up with something or busy, and I'd have to walk away from the chat. So it took 3 times trying to talk with somebody to finally get an RMA created, and to have them send a new camera out after they did some troubleshooting and they couldn't get things to work, or they couldn't get it to connect either from their end. So like I said, they sent me a new camera. This one was on the AT&T network that they sent me. I just got it about a week ago. Got that camera all set up, it's out, and it's been working great since then. So that was a very, pretty seamless process. Like I said, very good to work with. The only thing I would say about that was the chat feature for reaching customer service was a little bit of a headache in that aspect. On the other side with the Reveal X by Tactacam, the initial setup was very easy. Again, followed directions, pretty self-explanatory. Went through, set everything up with the app. And the only issue I had at initial setup with that was I wanted to set the reporting to twice per day rather than having it send photos at each occurrence whenever they were taken. So instead of having the chat like the SpyPoint, I was able to call to Tactacam. Not a long wait time. I got customer service very quickly right away, and I was able to talk with someone on the phone, and they had my question answered within a couple minutes. I guess it was something they had a batch of cameras, and mine just happened to be in that batch that had some issues with the Verizon network, and it was actually a Verizon problem, not a Tactacam problem. So it was something with the network that Verizon had. So they informed me of that, and they did know Verizon was working on getting it fixed when I called. And I think it was maybe 3 or 4 days after my phone call with Tactacam, I got a follow-up email saying that everything should be resolved. And no sooner than that, I was able to go into my app and set the times for the 2 times a day I wanted it to report, and it updated. And since then, the thing's been running smoothly. So experience with both of them, like I said, with the customer service was good on each, but I would have to give the Tactacam Reveal X the benefit just because it was so much simpler to make one phone call, get it done in a couple minutes rather than trying to sit and wait on typing with the chat and everything like that. So we've talked about the basics of the camera. Again, I'm not going to go into specs. Talked about my initial setup out of the box, dealing with customer service. So the next thing I'd like to go over, and I'll show you here, is the app for each. I will say that they're both very simple to use apps. I like using both of them, but I would probably say I'll give the edge to the SpyPoint app, and I'll show you that here in a little bit. So that's what we'll do next. I'll show you on my phone here some different pictures, the photo quality, and then just working with the apps. Alright guys, here I'm going to show you the apps now for each of them. The first one I'll go into here is the Tactacam app. You see when you open it up, your home down here, if you hit your home button, it will bring up your most recent photos through here. Sorry, the lighting might not be the best, and I'll try and do my best to get these pictures to really show how clear they are. But I was very pleased with the Tactacam and its photo quality with just how clear it is. So the one thing with the app, you can go in here, you go to your camera, it'll give you a list of your cameras, you can name it, and then you can select it, and then here it will bring up more of your photos. If you click in the top right, this is where you can change your settings. It gives you your status, your last update, everything like that, your battery percentage, everything along those lines. So I've had this camera out for almost 2 months now, probably 2 to 3 months on the same batteries, and it's been taking some decent pictures. I'm still at 90% battery, just to give you an idea. So it does give you all that, and you can go and change your settings here, different things, the megapixels. Right now I have it set to 12. You can set your delay, your motion sensitivity, the time that you want to send, the frequency, everything like that right from the app. So in that aspect, the app's pretty good. The one thing I would say is, when you're going through some of the photos, the nice thing is you can create some albums, like with a gallery here, and I'll give you an idea. Let me see here. So here is, this is a nighttime photo, and right here I'll kind of show you what my, one thing I don't like about this app is it gets a little glitchy when you try and zoom in on pictures. But as you can see, this buck here, actually a 2-buck, you can see this one and the one in the back, they come out very good, for the flash and everything like that. Even with some of the grass, everything along those lines, it does It did kind of you know, kind of wash it out a little bit, but it's not too bad. And see, well, there's another example of the one issue I have with this app is it is a little bit glitchy when you try and zoom in and stuff like that, where it'll go to the next photo, especially like with this one, the buck's right on the edge of the picture, so it kind of wants to jump around. But really, other than that, the app is pretty easy to use. You can swipe through all your photos, you know, everything like that. Here's a daytime photo. Again, I'm trying to get the, you know, trying to get it to show pretty good, you know, on the camera here, but try not with the lighting. But they're very, very clear photos for what I would set. And yep, see there, it just jumped again. That is, like I said, the one thing that I will say with this app. So yeah, that's a little bit with the app for the Reveal X. Again, everything at the bottom to navigate, your settings, your different folders that you can create to save pictures in, your camera, and then your home when you first open the app. So that is the Reveal X app, Tactacam. So the next app I'll show you then is going to be the SpyPoint app. One thing to note here, I don't have a lot of photos yet because the new camera I just got, as mentioned earlier in the video, I just got it about a week ago. I lost all my photos from the old camera that I had on the app, of course, when it stopped reporting, and I couldn't access them anymore. So that is what it is with that. So here you can go, at the bottom, you can select your cameras. I only have the one right now. It kind of gives all the stats, you know, everything like that. 100% service. It's got good service right now, as well as it has 100% battery. You can go into your settings here, everything along there. Here's where you can select your plans, and then you can go directly to the photos of the camera. You can also do that here at the bottom. You can also, I didn't have that set up, you can also have it set on the maps here, which I do have this one located near my home right now just because I was testing out the new camera. Alright, so we'll go into some of the photos here. Here's a nighttime photo. As you can see, it gives you all your regular stamps. If you click on the photo, it'll make it bigger. And then from there you can double click like your regular photos and zoom in. Again, the photos are pretty good. They're not quite as good as what the Reveal X takes, but by all means, this camera does great and I'm very pleased with it as well. So that's a nighttime photo. Again, a little washed out here. It's even more washed out on the camera, but when looking at it on the phone, it's not as bad, but there is a log down right there by the trail, so it does wash out a little bit, as you can see. But still, you know, a good image of the buck in the background passing through. If you click out there, let's get a daytime photo here. So there's some daytime photos. Like I said, I don't have that many, but here called a squirrel on the log, and it kind of gives you an idea of what you're looking at with daytime quality for the photo there. So daytime and nighttime. But yeah, that's about all I would say about with each of these apps. You can create like I said, folders, galleries, different stuff like that to save your photos. They're both easy to work. They're both, you know, pretty smooth to work, and I would have to give a slight edge to the SpyPoint app on this one. Alright, so now you've seen the apps and some photos that I had. Again, went through some of the camera basics. Again, not the specs. You guys can Google that. Went through some of my experiences, you know, dealing with the cameras and everything like that. If there's anything that I didn't cover that you guys might have additional questions on, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to answer something if it's, you know, you've been thinking about one of these cameras as we approach the fall season here and looking to get something new this year. I'll be more than happy to, again, answer anything that I didn't already cover. And again, I'll give an unbiased, you know, based on my experience working with each of them, which one or, you know, what I would suggest for what your question might be. So if you haven't already, if you like this video, I'm going to continue to try and do a couple more videos, get some more stuff out here. Give this video a like, and if you would also subscribe to the channel. Like I said, I'm going to try and bring more videos out. I do have some different tree stand stuff that I'm going to be getting into. I did get a new blind, different things like that, elevated blind that I'm going to be, you know, doing a video on here shortly before the season. But yeah, hopefully you guys like this video. Again, consider giving that like button a click as well as hitting subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks and have a good one.